M- My soul trade lost. Lost. The soul trade I put out yesterday. There we go. Sound on. The soul trade that I put out yesterday, it lost. So I'm here tonight to hold my hands up and say, I've not got a clue what I'm doing and I'm just faking it. No, I thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to explain why trades fail and go into the intricacies of it. And look, what would I'm going to go through? What would I have changed if I could do it again? And what could I have done better? Because we all lose, and I feel it's important for even the mentors and the leaders and the head of the communities to talk about why we have losing trades. So, yeah, great evening tonight. I'm going to be on for a few minutes. And let's go. I want to go through the where, the what, the how, and why we flipping lost. Happy days. Let's get that bad boy on. Neon? You're not responding. Fantastic. Right, let's get to the charts. Let me show you why I lost on this sol trade. Brilliant. So this is two trades I tried to short today. So this was the set. This is what's great about this. I set this up live for you guys yesterday. Now, 9 times out of 10, our trades are pretty solid, to be honest. But in this one, it actually hasn't failed. Caveat, it actually hasn't failed. I've just come out with it. This was the soul trade I set up yesterday. Solid, great resistance. We deviated outside of this value area and we'd come back in. And I said, you know what? I'm thinking we're going to come up to this POC, get a nice reaction on this weekly MPOC and this range POC here, and also this daily resistance level. I thought there'd be a nice little trade there to hit TP1, and then we'd come up further and hit these levels. This anchored VWAP here, I was hoping for a nice trade on that one. And I said there'll be a couple of trades. And you know what? In any other market, I reckon that would have been the case. But today, we've just sliced straight through it like a hot knife through butter. So let's talk about why. So here we have solid, fantastic confluence of resistance. There is a confluence of resistance here of solid, great levels that we can work with and trade. Now, I'm a massive believer, and I've got a saying, and it's the 3 C's. And if anything's missing or is wrong with these 3 C's, it simply doesn't work. So I always say context plus the confluence equals and gives you the confidence to go in the trade. So the thing that went wrong today, I had all of the confluence ready. It was all looking nice. And me being me, ballsy, I like to get in, roll around in the mud. I like to be in the market. Even if I lose, I like it. I'm hooked. But today the context was wrong. Why was the context wrong? Well, the New York Stock Exchange today opened up bullish. So let's look at the ES1. Let's look at the ES1. Let's get on the hour chart. Yeah, let's get on the 2-hour chart here. You can see today we opened up bullish. Might not look much on there, but what it's done, it's bought Bitcoin up with it. So yesterday, Tuesday, that was a pretty bullish day. And so was today. The NASDAQ, this is the thing. Tech stocks, NASDAQ, the top 100 tech stocks in America, the NASDAQ futures market, this is what opened up rather bullish. Yeah? You can see it just there. Opened up at 2/2, and we got a bullish start. When New York opened up bullish, and the ES1, which is the S&P 500 futures, and the NQ1, which is the NASDAQ futures, top 100 companies on the stock exchange, Bitcoin does as it's told. That's what it does as it's told. So we can see from 12 p.m. today, Bitcoin has been bullish. Bitcoin's the little boy that does as it's told. It follows the stock market. What if the stock market sneezes, Bitcoin catches a cold? It's just the way it is. And it's done a 6.7% move on Bitcoin. Now, I did try to short Bitcoin as well. I had a few different areas that I'll talk about in a second. So, yeah, in fact, let's talk about it first, and then we can understand why Sol pumped. So, 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. The reason why I had this on Bitcoin was this. When we were down here, I thought this would be a good opportunity. And I'll tell you what I would have done better afterwards. It's a good opportunity because we had the POC of this current range. Yeah, POC of this current range. Good to see you, Dave. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Good to see you, Ben. Two superstars at the moment, absolutely killing it in the Trading Masters community. But yes, I thought we'd come up to this POC. We had a POC that was in the middle of the golden channel. So I thought a nice little opportunity for a scalp short, just a couple of percent to get a nice little bounce. At first we did. At first we were in profit and we probably got 0.5% of a move. But then we started to work our way up. Why? Because the NASDAQ was pumping. The NASDAQ was pumping and it bought Bitcoin up. So because Bitcoin was bought up, again, didn't hit any of my stop losses. It's nothing significant. You can see that my buy-in is Simon's entry there. We are only 1% above where I bought in. I was DCAing in. None of these are bad trades, but they're great examples to show the realism of trading. We don't win every trade. 9 times out of 10 we do, but the losses, man, I'm so desperate to come on and just show you why we lost so you can learn. And also you get a bit of a picture of me that I'm not a guy of ego. I don't really care when I lose because the way I see it in trading, we win, we lose. As long as we win more than we lose and we make the wins bigger than the losses, who cares? Because every loss is a lesson, every loss. So, yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to come on today onto this live stream on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, and declare that I made 2 losses today on Bitcoin and Sol. But the main reason is, what can you learn from it? So let's get back to it. So, yeah. So once we'd broken above the 786 just here, we've broken above it. Yeah, I know we've gone back underneath it, but to be fair, we've broken above it. And we're probably going to come and tap this value area high and probably come and take these longs at the bare minimum. But what we've also got above us, as soon as we got above the 786, the first thing I saw was the 200 EMA. We've got the 200 EMA here, which is the exponential moving average, and that's sitting nicely at 73K. And I thought, if we make it up here and then we do a swing failure pattern and then we continue to show volume up here, it's going to be pulling like a magnet, I reckon, to this EMA at 73K. And I ain't no sitting duck. So rather than making a couple of grand loss, I made a 200 and odd quid loss, dollars on that one. If you're watching from America, we call pounds quid. Yeah, couple of bucks, as you would say. So that's why I came out of the short. Nothing too crazy. Protect capital at all costs. And you watch, while I'm on this live, I'll probably come back under and be in profit on my short. But for me, I didn't want it to even break above the 786. And looking at these liquidity wicks here above the 786, I'm thinking no. And you've got the 50, we're on the 4-hour now. We've got the 50 EMA coming up. We've got the 100 EMA coming up. And then we've got the 200 that's coming down. So I'm like, mate, you flip both of these, it's not going to take much to come up. Now, the altcoin market follows Bitcoin. The altcoin market follows Bitcoin. So my analysis is firstly on the stock market. I've seen the context of what that's doing. Then I've moved on to Bitcoin and I've seen what that's doing. So straight away, I'm in a Sol short and I can see that Bitcoin's bullish and I can see similar characteristics on the Sol chart as well. So we can see here, if I think that we're coming up for the 200 EMA on the Bitcoin chart, then I can see the 200 EMA just above us on flipping Sol. So I came out before. We actually still not invalidated. We've still got the stop loss there that has not been hit. We still are, at the moment, 1.7% away from stop loss. So that's fine with me. But I thought if we break above this value area high here of this value area here, we're coming for that liquidity, which is above the stop loss anyway. I couldn't get the stop loss, normally our stop losses are above previous highs of liquidity, etc. That's fine. I couldn't get it above because it was too far from the top of the master zone to the stop loss. It was too far. So I put it just below. I thought if we break above this value area high, what was crucial to me as well, I took a anchored VWAP from the top of this impulsive move to the downside, vector candles down, and it had offered great resistance there, great resistance there. So I thought, well, it's great. You saw me set it up yesterday. Watch back the video, you'll like it. Excuse me. So I thought, as we come up and test it again, we should get a bit of a reaction on this with this daily resistance. Daily resistance, value area high, and the anchored VWAP. I thought that should give us some good resistance. Now, normally it would. And don't forget that an anchored VWAP is a dynamic level. So it moves with the time, it moves with volume. It's a dynamic support and resistance level, depending on whether it's to the upside or the low side. So for me, just because it's been tapped and smothered here and here, it doesn't make it weaker, because it's always altering based on the calculation of the volume. But the context said that not only has the stock market pumped and opened up bullish, but so has Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin's coming up, then for me, the altcoins are going to come up with it. So the context for me is why I cut the trade. Now, mate, friends, there's every possibility that this master zone will be respected, and we may make a lower high, and we may come down and hit TP1. And that could have been hundreds, if not thousands of pounds worth of profit. But you've got to protect capital at all costs. So I'm like, you know what? I don't like the way this is looking. The alpha as well, as we seen on here, on the alpha, we can see that we had a slight bullish divergence as well, which means we had a lower high on price. A low, bloody drawing tool. Let me get it up. We had a lower low on the, there we go. We had a lower low on the price, and we had a slight higher low on the oscillator. And the money flow on the 4 hour was starting to move its way up, and we can see green money flow there, and the VWAP coming up on the alpha as well, which supported the price. So the move was actually being backed by the money flow in the alpha and the momentum waves. So for me, I was thinking, I don't want to be approaching resistance like this with such veracity and ferociousness, and the volume was backing the move. I always say, if the volume backs the move, then of course, I don't want to be in that trade. That's it's looking like a breakout rather than a fake out. I love a good fake out, and that's what I depend on. Nice fake out, back into the range, happy days. But at this moment in time, with the volume building up and the alpha back in the move, this is looking like it could be a potential breakout. It could be a deviation outside of the range. We might come and kiss that EMA 200, and then we might fall back in. And if we fall back into this value area here, of course, we can expect that we're going to come down and hit the value area low. But hey, got to be in it to win it. Jiff Ray. Is that you, Jeff? It says Jiff Ray. Losing is part of the journey and essential to keep yourself from getting overconfident and thinking that the market will do what you want. 100%. I totally agree with that. I think that's you, Jeff. It could be somebody else. Comment on YouTube. But yes, you're totally right there. Totally right. Let me show you a channel that we've got in the Discord. It's called the Confession Booth, where we confess all of our sins when we make losses. But I feel it's so important to be transparent, even with our mentees. Look, I said there's the two losses. You've got 228 there on Sol, not too bad, not going to break the bank, and 219 on the Bitcoin. They're two shorts that failed. Now I said in here, I said, look, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that there's anything to confess here, because this is the channel that we come and learn from each other on. So every lesson is a loss. And the reason why I called it the Confession Move is because we set this journal channel up where we were supposed to be sharing losses and the lessons that we learned, but nobody used it. So as soon as I'm a Christian, so as soon as I named it the Confession Booth, people thought that we're coming to the pastor or the vicar, and they were able to open up, and it was okay. It's a safe place to open up about your wrongdoing. If you've made losses, especially if you know you shouldn't have made the losses, that's for sure. So I put, look, I wouldn't say that there's anything to confess, but the New York Stock Exchange opened up strong today, and I tried to short it. What I will class as decent resistance, as I've kind of gone over on the charts. Decent resistance, great area of confluence. The thing is, if the context of the stock market is strong, BT just follows like a good little boy and slices straight through good levels as if they don't exist. It's not to say we'll stay auctioned above it. We can come back below those levels if it's a deviation above and come back in. But lesson for me, yeah, is nothing really. Nothing. I'm glad that I tried the short trades, as I love to be in the thick of it. I like to have the balls to take my own setups that I share with the community, and and it shows that even when your TA is a number one, A plus, caveat to that. So the TA in terms of the levels was A plus, but TA is wider than that. TA is also context. So did I read the context as good as I should have? Yes and no. I knew that it had opened up bullish, but for me, I like the risk. I thought, if I can catch this short, I've got one up on the market maker. I've got one up on the market in the stock exchange. We've had a few vector candles and a ferocious move up. Is it a scam pump? Is it a lackluster bounce where it's just it's coming up but it's empty? No, it turned out in the end, and it was a developing thing. It didn't just happen, because it did look like a bit of a scam pump, a dead cat bounce, but is the confession booth just for trading? Asking for a friend. You know what? You can use this group for whatever you want. It's going to be interesting to see what the guys bring, but you can use this. You can you can use this confession booth for anything that you want. But anyway, back to it. The TA is context as well. It's not just your lines on your charts, it's context. Did I try it? I tried it and it didn't work. But it was an A plus setup. But you can still lose. But as long as you know why it happened and attempt not to do it again, that is the great lesson from the loss. So that's where we're at the moment. I'll definitely be trying this again in my time. I will. Even if I can't make the market do what I want to do, it's proven that the New York Stock Exchange calls the shots. So they're two, what's that? 228, 219, $450 loss. Yeah, that was the loss today. Now, because I'm a maniac, I was also in the market. I said, look, 470, win. 85, win. 103, win. So that's 470 plus 103. That's 570. Add another 85 on that. Now my maths is testing me. I think it's 650. Let me know in the comments if I got that right. 650 wins, 450 losses. So yeah, 200 up for today. It would have been nice if it was just the wins, but it's not. So yeah, that's what it was. Still, I had a great day rolling around in the mud today, but it would have been nice if I didn't have the losses. But this is trading, baby. And I absolutely love every single moment of this. So guys, what have we learned today? It's okay to lose as long as you are looking at every loss as a lesson. It's fine. It's good to roll around in the mud sometimes. Of course, the first chance I get, I don't make many losses. So when I do, I like to shout about it and be like, look, this is why I built the community. What can we all learn from this? And obviously you guys are watching me online. What can we learn from this? We can learn whatever lessons are. For me, read the context wrong. Big deal. Took it on the chin. We live to trade another day. I still leave today with 200 quid profit. So yeah, if you're wanting to be part of this phenomenal community, dust yourself off and keep going. That's it, Dave. That's it. Dust yourself off and keep going. If you want to be part of this community, if you're wanting to be around like-minded individuals, if you're wanting to be around a mentor that's happy to admit mistakes and share it with the community rather than trying to be put on a throne, listen, none of us, I've got two senior coaches, Karen and Lee. We don't put ourselves on thrones. We're there in the mud with the mentees. We're sharing the trades. We're going in the trades as well. We're rolling around in the mud together, and we absolutely love it. We're all full-time traders, and we're doing this every single day. We sold out for this. We also have in-person meets as well, every 3 or 4 months as well, just to make sure that we meeting together as a community. If you're in America, obviously you can fly over if you want to, but if you're in the UK, we meet together in England, in the center of it where I'm from. So yeah, let us know if you want to join. We'd love to have you with us. I'm going to put something on the end of the video. If you click down on my description, either in my bio on my social media or the description in this YouTube channel, you'll be able to see how you join this phenomenal community. Of course, I'm biased, but we pour our life and soul into this community to make it the best adventure that we can, to teach these guys, our mentees, our clients, and our friends how to trade the charts, print money from their mobile phones or their laptops anywhere in the world. And that is the lifestyle that we teach, we model, and also get down and dirty with the mentees and make sure that we're modeling it well as well and leading with examples. All right. Have a great evening. I hope you enjoyed this. I shall see you next time I do a live.